My wife, Emily, and I have been married for 5 years, and up until recently, I thought our relationship was rock solid. We've had our ups and downs like any couple, but nothing that ever made me seriously question our future together. That changed 2 weeks ago when I discovered something that has shaken me to my core. And now I'm contemplating divorce. Emily comes from a very close-knit family, which I admired at first. Her parents and siblings are always around, often unannounced, but I didn't mind because family is important to her. I tried to be understanding, even when they would offer unsolicited advice or subtly criticize how I do things. Figured it was just part of being married to someone with such a tight family bond. However, about a month ago, I started noticing that Emily was acting a bit strange, more secretive than usual, hiding her phone whenever I walked into the room, whispering during phone calls, and making excuses to leave the house alone. When I asked her about it, she brushed it off, saying she was just planning a surprise for me. Last week, while she was out shopping, I received a message on Facebook from a mutual friend, linking me to a private group chat that Emily had apparently forgotten to log out of on our shared laptop. What I saw in that chat devastated me. Emily, parents, and her 2 sisters were discussing an elaborate plan to convince me to sell our home, my childhood home, left to me by my late parents, so that we could buy a new house closer to her family. They were even talking about ways to manipulate me into thinking it was my idea, playing on my emotions about starting a family soon. The most gut-wrenching part? They were mocking me, calling me gullible and too attached to the past, saying that I wouldn't even realize what was happening until it was too late. Emily was actively participating in this, agreeing with their every word. I confronted Emily that night, and she didn't deny any of it. She tried to justify it by saying she thought it was in our best interest to be closer to her family, especially with us planning to have kids soon. She claimed that they weren't trying to hurt me, but rather trying to do what was best for our future. I told her that if she had just talked to me about it directly, I might have considered it. The fact that she was plotting behind my back with her family, making fun of me in the process, felt like the ultimate betrayal. I asked her how I could ever trust her again after this. She apologized profusely, saying she made a mistake and would never go behind my back again. But I'm not sure if I can believe her. Now I'm seriously considering divorce. The thought of staying married to someone who could deceive me so easily, and who had no problem involving her entire family in the deception, makes me sick to my stomach. But at the same time, I'm questioning whether I'm overreacting. Emily insists that she had good intentions, and her family is acting like I'm the one being unreasonable by even thinking about leaving her over this. So, am I wrong for considering divorce over this? Or are my wife and her family wrong for conspiring behind my back? Story 2. My boyfriend, M19, smacked my face, fine team. What do I do or say to him? So I woke up this morning, like a lot of mornings, to my boyfriend smacking my ass while I'm still trying to sleep. I'm just like, stop, I'm trying to sleep, and he continues doing it and likes to see me annoyed. So this morning, we're both off of work, and he woke me up by doing that this morning, and I just made an annoyed sound. Fell back asleep, and then I woke up. I was awake for a while, but then I decided to do the same to him. Except he gets mad and smacks my face really hard. Mind you, this is not the first time he smacked me. So I smacked him back, without thinking, because I was just shocked that was his reaction, and that's the first instinct I had. Now anytime I do something back, he's gonna do it more harder, and more times than I did. So he smacked my face really hard and tells me, if you're gonna act like this, then go home. I'm trying to sleep. And I told him I was just doing what he'd do to me every time I'm sleeping. He didn't say nothing, and went back to sleep. I don't like when he does this, and I'm not trying to start an argument with him. But what do I tell him? What do I do? Update. I did end up leaving when he said go home. His car was parked behind mine, so I had to wake him up again and ask him to move it. He asked me why am I leaving, and I said, so you just forgot you didn't just smack the shit out of me? And he told me he was half asleep and didn't think he even smacked me hard. And I told him he did. I know he knows he did. He said, well, you were messing with me while I was sleeping. And I told him he does the same. And he started laughing. We kept talking, and I got upset because by that time I made this post and saw the comments telling me this is not okay. I was telling him this isn't just a casual thing that happens, and he didn't seem like he was taking anything serious. I got upset and started crying, and he hugged me and asked why I was crying in an annoyed voice. Still hugging me. But anyways, he ends up saying sorry, and that he won't slap me again, and said he loves me after I left over text. I see all of the comments saying to leave, And thank you all for taking the time to give your advice and try and talk some sense into me. I've been wanting to leaving him for a while, but I'm also dealing with my parents divorcing and splitting up into different houses, and no longer talking to my mom, who was my only emotional support. As of right now, I feel like I have no home. The only place that feels like home to me is his house. So as much as I know staying with him is not good whatsoever, it's so hard to leave. I don't have any friends to go to for any of this. I only have him.